Chris Brown hit us up to make this viral AI video. So today, I'm gonna show you how I made it. Let's go. Woo!
Oh my God, it hits the mic.
Break it down for me, now break it down for me, yeah. Baby, I need to go, baby.
Step 1, the concept. This is the most important step. This particular project was for his new album, Brown. And so the concept we landed on was painting New York City brown. Wow. The concept is simple, visually impactful, and something that was important for me was that it would be impractical to do without AI. So like shutting down New York City streets, painting all the buildings brown, getting that much brown paint, it would be out of the question. Step 2, storyboarding. This is my storyboard. All right, step 3.
What?
No, okay. Storyboards can be pretty simple. For bigger projects, I always map out like my general sequences and shots, but nothing has to be binding at this stage. It's just like a good place to ideate. Also, it's just nice to do some drawing. Now, it's very easy to end up creating AI slop, so we really want to lean into the strengths of the tool, not fight against it. So instead of having to deal with consistent characters and consistent locations, which AI can mess up quite easily, we're going to be getting a bunch of random shots all over New York City of different people getting involved with the paint movement. Step 3. Asset generation. Woo! Okay. Now it's time to hop over to my trusty tool, OpenArt.ai.
Use it.
So the first thing I'm gonna do when I'm working on this project is generate my assets. The objects and people and things that I do need to be consistent across the whole video. I wanna get those nailed down at the beginning. So this is what the homepage looks like. I'm gonna hop over to the Create Image tab over here. Oh yeah, bam. Okay, so now we're in the Create Image panel, and the first thing I need to figure out is what does this paint bucket look like?
Who's that?
Paint bucket. The first thing I tried is I passed in this color palette we figured out for the video. And then I just brought it over to Nano Banana Pro. And I tried going for like a more luxurious paint can at first. I tried out some different models. This is GPT image. GPT at this stage, when you're generating your assets, I really like using Nano Banana Pro because it's just going to give you a lot more inventive results. Whereas GPT image is really good at consistency and really adheres to your prompt. This is a generalization, but it's not going to give you as creative results as Nano Banana. Nano Banana is always pushing for like, how can I go that extra creative mile, I guess. And finally, in the end, Nano Banana Pro got me what I wanted. It's pretty simple, but I like that. It's just the paint can with the word brown on it. And that's really all it needs to communicate, that it's a brown paint can and it's clear, it's obvious. I didn't like how these edges looked, so I just passed in that original bucket again and just told it to change the handles to a metallic brown silver. And that's how we got our paint bucket. I wanted a bunch of different colors of it, so now that I have this image, I can create all the different colors from my color palette right here. I have one for each of them. And so yeah, those are the paint buckets you see populating the video. Wow. Wow. I like it a lot. Okay, the next asset we had to generate was Chris Brown's paint squad. That's kind of going around the city, getting the movement started. Like they're laying out the buckets, they're splashing the walls. So I have to figure out their look for it. I kind of wanted to have like a mailman kind of vibe, but in all brown clothes. My prompt was, show me an African-American man, 30s, good build, wearing all brown delivery man outfit. He's handsome, well-maintained facial hair, standing against a pure white background. I didn't even articulate that much about his style. I was just like, I think I'll know what I'm looking for when I see it. Actually, Nano Banana Pro and GPT Image, they both didn't give me a lot of results that made me happy. So what I ended up doing was I headed over to Recraft V4 Pro, which I really don't use that often, but when I'm generating assets, I'm never afraid to go through and try a bunch of different image models because it really doesn't matter like the quality at this stage. It's really about getting the creative look of things. So Recraft gave me this image and I was like, whoa, this guy is schmexy. So this is what I ended up iterating on. As you can see, he has this little wackadoodle hat, which does not exist in the real world. It's like a beanie hat. Somebody out there, please invent this beanie hat. That would be really awesome. But no, I changed this hat and then this ended up being the final fit. That's pretty cool. That's pretty drippy. After I got his final look correct, I just wanted this outfit on a plain background. And then once I got this final outfit, I just iterated and created like a bunch of different people that I was gonna play with a little bit later. For some of them, I actually passed in my friends as references. Sometimes when you're creating people out of thin air with AI, it might create somebody who actually already exists. So I try and avoid that by just like getting actual references from my friends. So if it becomes anybody, I'm like, no, it's my friend. It's my friend over there. That's an issue we ran into before with a certain celebrity. Don't say that. I didn't say that. But thank goodness now OpenArt has this nifty IP check button to catch any copyright issues from people or products in your generation. Cool. Very cute. Step 4. Style. We have a lot of different styles compiled together. We've got some like low frame rate step printing. We've got some iPhone footage, some vintage photos, etc. But for the baseline style, I really wanted it to have like this gritty film look, similar to the rawness of City of God, if you're familiar with that film. So what we need to do at this stage is we need to create a style prompt that we can pass in with our video prompt. Style prompt. If you know your stuff, you can handwrite your style prompt. If you don't, this is a good time to hop over to your LLM. We can go to like, let's say Cloud. Here we are. We're at Cloud. Help me create a video style prompt for Sea Dance. That's the video model we're going to use. I want the videos to feel handheld, low quality, gritty film texture, emulating the look from City of God. Okay, cool. Look at what it gave us. Now, what we're not going to do is we're not just going to copy and paste it and call it a day. What we should do is we should read through it, see what we need, see what we don't need. If there are terms we don't know, look them up. Basically, make sure this prompt is actually adhering to your vision. It's really important just through this whole process to be intentional about your style and your overall vision, because that's how we give our video character, and that's how we avoid slop. Avoid slop. That brings us to step 5. Video generation. For a good chunk of this video, all I needed were my asset references, my style prompt, and then just a description of what I wanted to see. Let's see an example. A good middle chunk of this video, it's just people throwing paint on walls and it getting crazier and crazier. For one of them, I had this Asian girl character that I wanted to see throwing it on a wall because I had previously generated her looking through a window at other people throwing stuff at the walls. Wow. So now I want to see her actually getting involved. Like she's seeing the other people do it. Now she's like, I want to do it too. We have her in this shot, my little image reference of her here. And then I have her paint bucket that she's using. And then I kind of just describe what I want. I'm not providing images of the actual shot itself. I'm just passing in my assets. I'm just providing in my assets, describing what I want, and then I'm also adding my style prompt. Shot of the girl in at image 4 from a distance. She launches all the paint from the paint bucket onto a blue wall on a side of a building in New York City. Her friend stands next to her. They laugh a little in excitement. Use at image 5 as a reference to the paint bucket. Real-time footage, no slow motion, because sometimes they just automatically add slow motion. The street and sidewalk is empty of other people and cars. And then my style prompt. Let's see what it looks like. So that would have been pretty good if it wasn't terrible and this bucket didn't disappear. I have another generation here where she's like pouring it on the wall instead.
It's good.
It is good. That's the one we ended up using. That's kind of how I did a majority of this video. Just passing in the style prompt, exactly what I wanted to see, passing in my assets. We've got some iPhone footage examples. Let's see. Adding some iPhone footage really adds to the realism of the event, because if this actually happened, people would be recording it on their phones. After I do that, I just star all the ones I like and I'll come back and download them later. I'm gonna do a little stretch. Okay. Let's dive into a more specific shot. So if we look at the video, well, if we look at our storyboard, I have this shot of like the paint splashing towards the camera.
Yeah, you know how we ride.
I could not do it using the method I used for the rest of the video. I needed to actually get frame references. What I did for this is I didn't use Nano Banana Pro because now that I'm generating my actual shots, I find GPT listens to instructions better. I would say it's the top image model right now. It used to be Nano Banana Pro, but GPT. Why is that so hard to say? GPT adheres to your prompt better. When I'm prompting for this, I'm really treating the photo prompts just like I would a video prompt. I'm really describing the action, I'm describing what's happening, and I'm being very specific about the composition. I passed in this dude right here, a paint bucket, a street in New York. Show me a shot of the man in at image 4 launching brown paint from a paint can onto the street gravel. He's holding the can with 2 hands. Frame the shot so that the focus is on the brown paint hitting the floor. The man is far in the distance, out of focus in the background, framed small in the top left of the shot. The camera is tilted down to focus on the street floor, and the long paint blob mass projectile is splashing onto the street ground. The man is in an effortful position, holding the paint bucket as if he's underhand throwing a very heavy bowling ball. Okay, what can we learn from this? You might be like, that prompt was so weird. Why does it sound like that? That's in response to a lot of previous generations. Often you're not going to get it on your first try, and sometimes you just do like kind of like a general pass to see what it gives you. you. And then you start getting more and more and more specific, figuring out what the AI gets wrong so that you can tell them specifically, no, do it this way. Because a lot of things that feel intuitive are not intuitive to AI. And then again, I passed in my style prompt even for the images, because when you're passing in a frame reference of what the frame looks like, they're gonna care so much more about that because they wanna make sure it matches that photo. So now when I'm bringing that image to life, I'm really doing the exact same thing. I'm just telling the video exactly what I wanna see. And then I say, use that image 3 as a reference for when the paint's splashing out. I like that they did it in slow-mo because that gave me a lot of flexibility with like speeding up different parts of the shot and retiming it for the music. So that was how I got that shot. Yay, perfect. Wow. During the chorus of this video, if you've seen it or if you haven't seen it, there's this photo montage. Again, I'm really trying to incorporate a bunch of different styles to really bring the world to life. If this happened, people would be taking non-stop photos. So I have this photo montage of everybody having a lot of fun. I wanted the movement not to feel angry or like that people weren't enjoying it. I wanted the city to come together and be united through it and be really happy. It's like, oh, we're having so much fun and splashing paint around.
And it's everywhere.
Creating that photo montage is pretty much what you'd imagine. All I had to do was use GPT image to create these stills, and I'm obviously passing in my style prompt again. What you do find with style prompts is that images will adhere to it so much more than videos will. With videos, it can be a little bit dicey how accurate they get it, but like they really emulated the City of God texture here, which is really cool. Even like the color grading of it. This section was actually really fun and really easy to do. I just described exactly what I wanted to see. Again, I'm describing it as if it's like a video prompt because that gets you really real in the moment results. That's how we get all these images. I just like prompt for different combinations of people, like a grandma and their son. The texture on this is awesome. They really get the style right on images. So yeah, that's how I got those frames. Finally, editing. Woo! Editing. All I did was I downloaded all the clips that I starred. OpenArt has this nifty feature where you can search for them manually, just all the starred clips. Bring them all over to Final Cut Pro. That's what I use to edit. You can use anything you want. You can use Premiere Pro, you can use DaVinci, you can use CapCut, you can use iMovie. I don't really care what you do as long as it works for you. Woo! That rhymed. Brought it all into Final Cut Pro, mashed it to the music, and then I had my first draft. First draft. And then I had my first draft. Now, when I was actually doing this video, I only had 2 days to make this demo for him. So it was a real grind. And so what I sent wasn't even a finished product. It was just like, hey, here's what we're working on so far. But him and his team ended up liking that initial draft so much. They were just like, oh, we're actually okay posting this. And we were like, okay, sure. And then they just went ahead and posted it. So yeah, that's how we made this video for Chris Brown. Peace out. Hi guys, I'm Reuben. I'm a creative director here at OpenArt. Thank you for watching this video. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Leave comments and questions down below. I'll try my best to answer literally every single one of them. Let me know if you guys want to see anything else. Thank you so much. Okay, bye. Bye. Oh no. Max, I messed things up.